Hello guys and welcome back to another Enshrouded guide. This time we're talking about a legendary loot run. It's the best loot run that I've found so far in game, and for that we are going to have to make our way up to the northwest of the map. It's this location here, and it includes 8 gold chests, with some of them being legendary. There's actually more gold chests, but they're inside temples and we're not going to do them because they take a bit more time. And then there's also 10 silver chests, with some of them being legendary as well. So with any luck, you're going to get the best items from this run. And it's long enough that you won't have to wait that long afterwards in order to do it again. After all, they have stopped chests respawning when you jump out of the game and back in. But I am going to very quickly go to bed, and then in the morning we'll set off. Now, when it comes to getting ready for a loot run, you really want to think about where your starting area is going to be. And generally speaking, you're going to want that as high as possible because it's much easier to fly down rather than up in this game. So just grab our shrine and we're going to place this. There we are. Wonderful. So now that we've got this spot, we can fly down through the map, grabbing any of the loot that we have along the way. And the first place we're going to go to is Cromwell Castle. Now from here, if you see this turret here, if you land on the roof, here we go, we can break this open with a pickaxe. Highly recommend bringing a pickaxe and an axe with you, and if possible some lockpicks, as you will need them. But if you land on top, there is our first legendary silver crate. That is not a good start though. A level 45 totem ward. Our next one, if we go just over here, is actually in this turret. So for this, you're going to want to jump across to this point, and then from here run around and in here. We're going to jump down, and then in this section we have a silver chest. Again, not a great start with the common and uncommon. And then from here we're actually going to head back to the start, and from there we're going to head to the church. And then from here we're going to fly across over to this section. And we actually wanted to go inside there, but that is not an issue because we have brought some lockpicks with us. I highly recommend bringing a handful of lockpicks, but if you find any metal crates or anything, you'll be able to break them down and make some lockpicks on the go. But this is our first one, and we're starting off well with the Wand of Blood Flow and also the Inflamed Sword. So both of them the highest level legendary that we can find. The next one is actually up through here. So we're going to turn right and then round. So we just headed outside of the little church there. And then once you get to the end, you can look up and you'll see there is a hook here. And let me grab this. In this room, there is a hidden bookshelf. And then in here we have our legendary silver chest. Which hasn't given us a good bow, but it has given us a pretty darn good ring of stamina. Now we're back outside the courtyard between the church and the one that we've just done, and we're going to head down here because we're actually just above the throne room. And though we don't have a chest, there is the legendary sword, which we'll probably talk about later on in another video. For that, you're going to want to head left through here. There's loads of quest items, and you're going to want either a lockpick, or if you have your pickaxe, you can just mine through the walls. And then right at the end here, we have Guard of the North sword. And that is a pretty awesome one, but we don't have time to stop and stare today because we've got the rest of the farm to do. So the next thing that we're going to do is head out, and we're going to head across to this building just on the left. And if we head in here, we can jump up and run around, or if you land on the ledge, you can break in. And from here, we have our next legendary silver chest with another new weapon, but a pretty terrible one at that. From here, we're going to head to our first golden chest, and I hope this is a good start. There are a couple of enemies to deal with, although if you're quick, you can just grab these. And there we go, we've got the avalanche starter and also the legendary Staff of More. Next, while they're chasing after us, we're going to jump down to this turret here, and inside is another silver legendary. And though we've got the Drakdal Spine as a common, we have got the mythic wand, and that's the highest variant that we can get of that, which is fantastic. And then from here, we're actually going to make our way down to this area. So we just jump out and fly across here, we should be able to get to the next spot with ease. So for this, we're going to aim at the top rooftop here. This has a gold chest in it, and it has I think it's the hero war axe inside. However, we're not interested in that. What we are interested in is if it re-rolls for a second item, which it has. So there's the golden war hero axe. You're guaranteed that, from my understanding, each time. At least I've got it 3 times now. But we have managed to grab the parade daggers as well. Now at this point, we're going to jump across to the main section there, because we have 3 silver chests and also a golden loot chest, which has a legendary item in it, but it also has the chance to roll another item as well. So first we're going to jump over to this section here, and you can see just at the bottom of here, there is a silver chest with a common, unfortunately. And then if we head inside here, and we actually want to be up here. Now we're going to jump across. And then from here, we're going to double jump again to this silver chest with another common staff. Not good rolls today, unfortunately. You can actually mine through the roof if you want to avoid triggering them. But it doesn't really matter because we're going to head down into the depths of this forge now. So we're just going to run all the way around. Break this down. And we're going to head into this room here. Then we go through here. And in here, you have the flaming gauntlets. So we're going to grab that. And now we're going to head back up the top. But we're not going to leave just yet. Because if we head around to this side, inside here, there is another silver chest, which hopefully has some good looting. Unfortunately not, but we do have 2 items, and I'm going to make my escape if I can. There we go. Now that we're outside, we can actually leave this area. So we have 2 options. We can either head westward, or we can head south. And I recommend heading south. It's going to be really easy. You see where this mining rift outpost is? We're just going to head straight in through this passageway and land ourselves here, where we can use a lockpick to get through to here and have our gold chests. Now at this point, you can jump all the way down. You will have enemies to fight. And then make your way all the way down to the bottom. And then you want to go through here, down here. And then on the right, there is actually inside, on the left even, if I go in the right direction, you can see there's this here. So we're going to just pop around through here. And there's our silver chests, which has the lumber hat and lumberer gloves. Now we have exhausted this area as far as I've explored. So we're going to head back to Cromville. And from here, we're going to jump across and we're going to head over to the smuggler's hideout. Again, there are a fair few enemies here, but you can dodge most of them. Now from here, we're going to head into this slot. I think I've already looted this because there's no enemies around. So we may not be able to get the loot from this one, but there is a silver chest just up here that you can access. On top of this, if you now head around and over here, there is a little grave. And if we dig this spot, you'll notice there's another silver chest, but you will need your lockpicks for that. And again, not a great run, but it'll do. From here, we're going to head south. And this is to, I think it's Stillwater Bay even. That makes more sense. And here we've got a couple of gold legendary chests, which I'm sure will give us some good loot, or maybe not with the current luck that we've been having. So for this, the first place that we're going to go is actually in the tower here. So if we drop down, there is a secret passageway here. And if we go down here and crawl around, there is a golden legendary chest. I can't believe that I have not reset that, which means presumably the other ones are also currently looted. So anyway, I'll show you where they are. We're going to head to the square here, and you want to head into this room. Again, you're going to need a lockpick, and then from here, you go to the top. We have a silver legendary chest. For the next silver chest, if you make your way across to where the crane is here, we're then going to jump across to this little balcony, and then inside this room, there is a secret passageway which leads you, oh, I didn't raid this one, to a legendary silver chest, which, what do you know, we've got 2 rings of stamina. And then from here, that is the 2 silver chests and 1 of the gold chests. The next one requires us to head up to the top of this. And then you want to run to the end of here. And this requires buttons to open. They are all down in Stillwater Bay. I've only ever found 3 of them though. So I ended up breaking through the side of the wall here. And then inside here we have the build blocks, but you also have the chance to get a special weapon. A load of gold, which I'm going to need to get for myself shortly. And then there's also these boulders here. If we dig through here, there is another room hidden, which has a golden legendary chest. And look at that, is not too bad. Wonderful. So we'll take that. And then from here, we're actually going to head out. And we're going to make our way across to this Drakdal camp. And then from here, we're just going to head across to that section there. And inside is another golden chest with 2 epics. And that sums it up for this particular legendary run. But if you're wondering what to do in the meantime, I have another little run that we can talk about over here. First, you want to head to Lake Heartblood. And for this, ideally, you are going to be using your diving kit. We're going to head south first to about this spot. We're going to make our way down to the bottom. And under the shipwreck, there is a legendary golden chest. And then we're going to want to make our way out of the water. And from here, we're going to jump back on top of the ancient spire, then head across over to the shipwreck over here. Now, I haven't completed finding all the chests in this area. So once I have found it, I will be doing an updated guide on this loot run. But you can already see there's some potential here with another golden legendary chest. But this is a lower level versus the ones that we've just done. Next, we need to head over to this little town. And once you're here, you're going to want to make your way over to this house, then slide down into here. And then we're going to head all the way up to the very top floor, which is just behind here. And inside we have another gold chest, and that is a pretty cool looking machete. Oh, and we also got the coated daggers. I missed that. From here, we have another gold chest and a silver one. So for the silver chest, you're going to want to head into this little building here. And then for the golden chest, you're going to want to head all the way up to the very top of this building. And there you go. So guys, I hope you've enjoyed this loot run. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below, or if there's anything you'd like me to cover next, as we're having a lot of fun with Enshrouded, and I'd like to get a few more builds out for you. For a quick run that wasn't too bad, that probably took us 25 minutes, I want to say. So we should be able to do it. I don't know if it resets in an hour or 2 hours. If you guys know, let me know in the comments below. But we are going to leave it there for today. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. If you're wondering what to watch next, why not check out one of my most recent guides on Enshrouded. Until next time, as always, ciao for now.